Hi FlossTube, it's Lorna the Ladybird Stitcher. Today is January 1st, 2021 and I'm here for my WIP Parade. I started the year off with 28 WIPs and I had 13 new starts. I finished 19 and I UFO'd 1 and that left me with 21 WIPs. So I started the year off with 28 and finished it with 21. And I am ecstatic about that. I really wanted to WIP down last year, so I'm very happy that that happened. I decreased my numbers by 7, so that was really good. Like I said, I've got 21 WIPs at the moment. One of them is actually a round robin, and I don't have it with me. It is with the person stitching it at the moment. It's with one of my friends. I think I'll be getting that back in May this year, I'm hoping, but I can't show that to you yet. So I'll only show you 20. I'm doing these in parts. I actually can't fit 20 projects on the table in front of me. So I'm going to do 7 now and maybe 6 next and then 7 after that, or vice versa. But I'll show you 7 projects now. I'll pause and then I'll come back with the next lot. So the first lot I'm going to show you is Fancy Ladies. I have 6 Mirabilias on the go and 1 Joan Elliott. The first one, these are in no particular order, they're just in the order that I'm picking them up. Oh, the other thing is I'm doing WIPGO this year, and what I'm going to do is, if any here show up that are on my WIPGO board, I'll just let you know what the goal is for the year. Sorry about that. I just realised I didn't have any of the pictures with me, so I've gone and brought them with me now. So this first one is Spring Queen by Mirabilia, and that's what it will look like at the when it's finished. The goal for this one is to spend 1 week on it, and here's what it looked like at the start of this year. Okay, here's what it looks like now. I can't remember whether I worked on this one or not. Hopefully I did, but if it looks exactly the same as the photo I just showed you, then I didn't. I'm sorry. It is on a piece of fabric that was a mystery fabric from Colour Cascades. It's a 28 count Lugana. So like I think I said, on WIPGO, I have 1 week for this one. 1 week set aside, and that's my goal, is to spend a week on this one. So hopefully, if there was no progress this year, you'll hopefully see some progress next year. The next one I'm going to show you is Lady Mirabilia, and this was released a couple of years ago for the 25th anniversary of Mirabilia, and I'm doing this one on Blue Orchid by Colour Cascade Fabrics, and here's what it looked like at the start of this year. And it's an opal Lugana. And here's what it looked like now. I didn't get much done on this one. I mentioned in a couple of videos ago that I was having trouble seeing the fabric. I am waiting for surgery on my eyes. That should happen sometime this year. And when that happens, I should be able to see again with the help of glasses. I can see. I'm not completely blind at the moment, but I do have some issues, so they'll be corrected with surgery and I'll be back to working on this one. The other thing I've done is adjusted the light, so I may be able to work on this again. At the time, the light was just reflecting too much off the opalescence in this fabric, so I was having trouble seeing. But on my WIPGO board, this has 1 week as well. And I think I only spent 1 day on that one this year. So that's another one I didn't really have much time or allocate much time to this year. Now I finished 2 Mirabilias in 2020. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's a pretty good effort, I think. Okay, the next one is Andromeda. And this is what it looked like at the start of this year. Now this one is on Summer Sky 32 count. And here's what it looks like now. I only spent a couple of days on this one. On my WIPGO board, the goal is to finish it. So I'm hoping that that one will be finished at the end of this year. Let's hope. It is quite small, so it really shouldn't take me that long. But in my experience with Mirabilias, you think you've only got a week left to go and you end up working on it for another 3 or 4 weeks. So it'll take as long as it takes, I guess. Okay. This one is Winter Queen that I'll show you next, and that's what it will look like when it's finished. And here's what it looked like at the start of this year. And here it is now. And it's on 28 count Monaco by Colour Cascade Fabrics. And the colour is Fairies Wear Boots. That one. And the goal again is to spend 1 week on this one. Next one is my Joan Elliott one, and it's Ladybird Fairy. I think I spent about a week on this one this year. It's not in my WIPGO board, so I don't have a goal, but I probably will pull it out to work on at some stage. But here's what it looked like at the start of this year. And here it is now, and it's a Colour Cascade fabric called Jaded, and it's an opal Lugana, I think. So she's really pretty as well. I tend to prefer Mirabilias to Joan Elliott's though. I just find with Joan Elliott's there's a lot more backstitch, and I'm not a fan of backstitch. I do like the way it looks, but actually doing backstitch I'm not so fond of. So that's why I have far more Mirabilias on the go than Joan Elliott's. Next one I have to show you is Villa Mirabilia, and that's what it will look like when it's finished. And here's what it looked like at the start of this year. I'm not sure if I worked on it this year. I can't remember, but that's what it looks like now. I'm not sure what the name of this fabric is, so I'll put it across the screen. It is a 28 count Lugana in opal. So, and it's by Colour Cascades. That one's quite a large one. It's on a fat half rather than a fat quarter. And I've allocated 1 week on my WIPGO board for that one. Last but not least is Autumn Queen, and here's what it will look like when it's finished. I think this one's probably my favourite queen. I really like this one. And here's what it looked like at the start of this year. And this is what it looks like now. And this one is on Rocket Queen by Colour Cascade Fabrics. And this one is also one that I will be spending a week on this year for WIPGO. I may spend longer, but that's my WIPGO goal. And actually this was called for January, so you should be able to see this in my end of month update. So that's the first 7 of my WIPs. I will be back with the next lot shortly. Okay, so I have another 6 to show you. I will go through them one by one again, and then I'll come back for the last lot. So the next one I'm going to show you is Mini Cinderella on the Stairs by Heaven and Earth Designs. And here's what it will look like when it's finished. And here's what it looked like at the start of 2020. And here it is now. So I managed to finish the second row on this one. This is being stitched on 18 count with 18 count Ada, 2 over 1 full crosses. And my goal for this one, I've given it 5 spaces on the WIPGO board, and my goal for this is to do one page on each of those 5. So 5 pages, and that will take me all the way to the third. That will let me finish the 3rd row of the project. The second one is Juliet by Chilton Crafts, and here's what it will look like when it's finished. And here's what it looked like at the start of 2020. And here's what it looks like now. And again, I worked on this one for a lot of this year. I managed to finish the second row across, I think. Yep, second row across. And with this one, I'm hoping again to do 5 more pages. So I've given it 5 blocks on the WIPGO board again. And hopefully that will take me up to the 3rd row. And then I'll only have 2 more rows to go. So there's that one, Juliet. This is probably one of my favorites. It's got beautiful purples and blues. And it's just a stunning, really, really nice really nice artwork by Takaki. Chilton Crafts no longer charts Takaki's artwork, but sometimes she does bring out, as in Shelley Lee, sorry, sometimes Shelley does put more Chilton Crafts for sale, so, and they're usually limited numbers, so it's those ones. Now, next one is a Teresa Wensler, and it is Fantasy Triptych, and here's what it will look like when it's finished. Here's what it looked like at the start of this year, and here's what it looks like now. I don't think I worked on this one at all this year. This is on a 25 count Monaco. A 28 count Monaco, sorry, because I'm doing it 2 over 2. And it's full of blended threads. And I found that I was getting a bit lost on this one, but I'm hoping to spend a little bit of time on it this year, hopefully. I haven't given it any time on the WIPGO board though. Next one is Story Keep Bell by Heaven and Earth Designs, and I started this August 2019. So here's what I started the year, what it looked like at the start of this year. Here it is now. Finished page 1, but I haven't made much headway into page 2, purely because it's quite monotonous at the moment. I'm not enjoying it as much, just because it's just so much of the same colour. There are about 5 colours in that, but it's still quite boring. So hopefully I'll get through that monotonous block by the end of the year, and then next year I'll be able to enjoy more of this one. And this one is also being stitched on 25 count Nagana 1/1 full crosses. This next one is 6 Wives of Henry VIII by the Primitive Hare. And I'm stitching this on 30 count Salem by the Primitive Hare. And here's what it looked like at the start of this year. And here it is now, and my goal is to finish this one this year. So that's got 1 block on my WIPGO board, and the goal is to finish it. And I don't think I should have a problem there. That should be doable. I was really enjoying this one when I was stitching on it. So hopefully I'll be able to finish it off and hang it up. And the last of this lot is Pinocchio Wishes Upon a Star by Thomas Kincaid, and it is a MCG Textiles chart, and that's what it will look like when it's finished. And here's what it looked like at the start of this year. This is really stiff Ada, but I found now that I've got my Lowry stand, it's a lot easier to work on. I don't think I gave this any time on my WIPGO board. No, I didn't. So if I work on it, I won't have any set goals to get through. Okay, I'm going to put all these away and I'll be back with the last 7. This one is one that I haven't worked on this year, I don't think. It's by that company there. It doesn't actually have a name. I call it Mediterranean Avenue just because that's what it reminds me of. So that's what it will look like when it's finished. It's got that listed on the back. So if you are looking for it, look for those numbers, product numbers. I actually, I know I bought it a long time ago, and if it's still being printed, I'd be very surprised. So it's probably out of print, but that's what I've got so far. I really should just get on with this one, but you know how it is. Newer, shinier things come along and you work on those rather than the old ones. So this one doesn't have a space on the WIPGO board. Any that I haven't allocated space to on the WIPGO board doesn't mean I won't work on them. It's just that there's no specific goals for them this year. Okay, next one is in this beautiful Teaser Handmaids bag by Taryn, and it is Tudor Maiden by the Primitive Hare, and I'm really looking forward to finishing this one, even though I don't think I worked on it this year. So this is on 30 count Aspen linen fabric by WIPGO. And that's all I've done so far. Just 1 Tudor rose and 1 crown. So that one, again, I haven't allocated time on it on the WIPGO board, but it would be great to have a little bit more progress. Next one is Victorian Charm by Dimensions, and that's what it will look like when it's finished. And here's what it looked like at the start of 2020. And here it is now. So I've only done a tiny little bit there this year. This one has a lot of back stitching as well, which might be why I've put it off. But I love the picture. So it'll be nice to get back to it. The next one is my chatelaine, and it's called Alpine Seasons Gardens. And that's what it will look like when it's finished. And I'm stitching this on sassafras. Sorry, I'm stitching this on Spice Blend Fern Gully 28 count casual by Stitches and Spice, which are no longer trading. And here's what it looked like at the start of this year. And here's what it will look like. And here's what it looks like now. This one I have allocated a space on the WIPGO board to finish the middle. And I've been saying that for a couple of years. My goal has been to finish the center of the design, which is just that border there, inside that, kind of that picture there. And so I'll be really happy if I get that done. I'm in no hurry to finish this one. I just enjoy working on it when I feel like working on it. So there's absolutely no hurry with it. So yeah, I'm taking my time with it, but I do want to move it along a bit more. Okay, this one has been a UFO for a little while, but I'm going to go back to it. It is Boy King Tutankhamen by Janelin. This has got to be my oldest WIP. Here's what it looked like at the start of this year. And I don't think there's much change, but that's what it looks like now. I have this on the WIPGO board, and my goal is to finish it this year. So I really hope to get that done because I just want to move on. I've had it for such a long time, and I just want to say, right, it's done. I can move on. So that one. This is another one that I haven't worked on for a long time, and I don't know if I will. Sorry, I keep hearing noises outside. This one is called Dreaming of Tuscany by Dimensions. It's a petite, and there won't be much difference to what it looked like at the beginning of this year because it still looks the same, but I don't think it'll take me long to finish. I just don't feel like it. I started this when I was a beginner stitcher. It's also one of my oldest ones, and there's a lot of mistakes in it, and that's why I don't really feel like working on it most of the time because it's working through a lot of those mistakes. Last but not least is Flowers of the Holy Night by Glendon Place, and that's what it will look like when it's finished. And here's what it looked like at the start of 2020. And I worked on this since my last WIP update. So here's what it looks like now. I really like this. This is a 28 count opalescent white fabric, and it's really pretty. So I've finished the poinsettia there, and I've done a couple more leaves here. And now that I'm able to work on this one on my frame, on my scroll frame, I'm hoping to be able to do more of this one. I have this on the WIPGO board twice or three times? Twice. So I want to finish 2 pages on it. So that's page 1 is almost done. And then I'll finish 1 more page. Now the rest of the WIPGO board is the Tempest Prophecy, and that's taking up 3 places on the WIPGO board. I'm starting that one today, probably straight after I finish editing this video. And my goal on that one is 3-page finishes. So it's taken up 3 places on the WIPGO board. I am starting that one with Nadine from Nad's X Stitch. Hi Nadine. She sent me a message earlier today saying they've just clicked over in England over to New Year's Day, so she's going to start it later today as well, and that will be a lot of fun. Now with my WIPGO board, I haven't set specific goals, but what I'm going to do is, if I get bingo, which is, so here's what the WIPGO board looks like. If I get bingo, which is either 1 line across or 1 line down, or I think 1 line diagonal, I've given myself permission to start some new projects, and I have on that Autumn Quaker by Rosewood Manor, because I really want to start that one. I want to start another Mirabilia Mermaid, so I'll probably, if one of those bingos is when Andromeda is finished, that will probably mean that I will start a Mirabilia Mermaid, because I currently have 6 Mirabilias on the go, and I don't really want to go over that number. Another one is Janita Biedermeier Ergen, and I hope, I probably mispronounced that, but I'm going to put a picture of what that looks like here. I bought this one ages ago, and I'm not sure what nationality the designer is, but it kind of reminds me of, the colours just remind me of some Hungarian folklore flowers that I saw when I was in Hungary. I saw some beautiful embroidery. We only spent 1 night in Hungary, but there was some beautiful embroidery there. And the pictures on this one just remind me of that. So I'd be really, really excited to start that one. I've also said on here I could start any Plum Street sampler I feel like starting, any Blackbird designs, and Cardinal Points by Long Dog Samplers. And I haven't written it down, but I also want to add to that any blue flower designs. I've got a couple of the blue flower ones, and blue flower, I think it's just called blue flower. I have a couple of those, and I would love to start one. So this month I will be partaking in Bingo Sale in the Full Coverage Fanatics group, and I will be doing this 2nd line down, and I've got designer or designer name beginning with J, A or N, and I'll be doing Juliet for that one. Some kind of celebration, a holiday, wedding or fireworks, and that will be Pinocchio because that's a sunrise. Design with doors, Juliet on that one. So these are 1,000 each unless you can't find a project to match that prompt, and that's 2,000. So I should be able to get away with 1,000 each on these ones. Project closest to being finished, and that would be my closest to being finished in the full coverage theme or category would be Cinderella on the Stairs, and then Evergreen Trees, and that's also Cinderella. And that Cinderella is on the WIPGO board this month, so I'm hoping to finish a page this month for that one. I'm also doing the Full Coverage Fanatics again. They're having a trip around Iceland, and you have to stitch a certain number of stitches every leg of the way. And I've decided to do the easy one, I think, and that's 38,360 stitches. The hard one is 76,720 stitches. The crazy one is 383,600 stitches. That is a year-long challenge, but I've decided to just go for the easy one, which is still 38,360 stitches. Full Coverage Fanatics is also holding another event this month, and that is the classic books. and I'm hoping to take part in that as well, but I haven't decided which one I'm going to use. Probably Cinderella on the Stairs, but we'll see. Anyway, that's it for my WIP Parade. I thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them below. I'm sorry if the camera is shaking. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I will be back at the end of January for another WIP update. Enjoy your month and take care, everyone. Bye.